Hello. Is anybody else on here? Hello. We got anybody on here? No. Just me. What's up? You're on mute now. That's annoying.
Okay, now I'm unmuted. Hey, what's up?
I figured we'd have a bunch of people in here, but
Yeah, I'm surprised.
now we're recording. You didn't miss anything. So if you want to write this down, when we get into this G tuning, or it's hard to have a name for this. A lot of people call it the Shady Grove tuning, or Little Maggie, or the Wild Horse tuning. That's what I first heard it as. With the capo off and the fifth string tuned down to F, it's an F tuning. So if you have a fiddler playing an F, which is kind of rare in old time music, but not unprecedented, you can play in F. But when we put the capo on at 2 and then leave the fifth string at G, it's a G tuning, but it's a closed tuning. So what makes old time banjo, overhand banjo, what it is that we utilize lots of open strings. Okay? When people ask me, like I'm some kind of expert, what's the difference between old time banjo and bluegrass banjo? They're the same instrument. It's like that age-old question, like, what's the difference between a violin and a fiddle? Well, one's got strings and the other's got strings, So it's the same thing with the banjo in a way. We're playing the same instrument, but we're doing totally different stylings. Bluegrass players, they play a lot of closed chords. If you guys have ever seen this chord, it's not going to work in this tuning right now, but if you see bluegrass players kind of vamping like this, they're playing closed chords. We don't play a lot of closed chords because we want that ringiness. We want open sounds. That's what makes it clawhammer old time banjo, is open sounds. That's why we have so many of these odd, bizarre tunings that you might only know one tune in. There might only be one tune in it, because players did not know. They didn't have electrical tuners. They didn't have a tuning fork, if they were lucky. They tuned to their voice. That's why it's really hard to go back and listen to people like Roscoe Holcomb, all these old banjo players with field recordings, because their banjo is in some wild tuning and you got to figure out what it's in and tune to it. And it's bizarre. So I said all that to say this is a closed tuning. We're not going to play a lot on open strings. And it's also similar to a guitar tuning. By show of hands, who in here plays guitar also? Okay, so only a couple. So this shape is our G in this tuning, okay? It's very similar to a guitar tuning. That's our C, very similar to a guitar tuning. Hey, hey Arlo. And then this is our D. Okay. That was a quick recap. So I'm going to go through and play Hills of Mexico overhand style just one more time through. If you have learned it, play along with me. That'd be awesome. And then we're going to go through and play clawhammer. I'm sorry, two finger. We're going to work on 2 finger stuff today. So here we go. Some old Mexican cowboy came stepping up to me, said, "I'll hire you around. How would you love to go to that godforsaken country and them hills of Mexico?" All right. Arlo, do I need to make you a co-host?
Yes, maybe. For some reason, it might be because it's on my phone. I had been using my phone. It's not letting me record our session. So I'm logged on with my laptop now. Could you restart our breakout room and
Yeah.
I'll do it through the laptop like I did last time? Sorry to interrupt, y'all.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Okay.
Okay, Arlo, Judy, and Joanne. Did Bo ever join us? No. All right.
I think so.
There you go. You're open back up.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. See you in a bit. Oh yeah, Arlo, I put both of your accounts. Yeah, he's got it. All right, cool. All right, so there's that. Did anybody find? Do you don't want to get any questions out of the way over what I just did and what you've been working on for the past week? Anybody have any questions that I can clear up? Yeah, go ahead.
Could you go over the slide part?
That part? Okay, so I'm going walking up to that. It's open 2, and then you kind of make like a little triangle there. It's 5, 3, open, and then just slide 2 to 3, and then that's when you fall back into that chord. So what I'm doing most of the time is I'm holding this chord because this is my root, this is my tone, this is my center of where everything is going to branch out from here. So if I hold this, like if all else fails, come back to this, because open here. It's a G major. You can slide there too. Okay. Does that clear that up? Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, is that second chord going to be an E minor?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
So this is our E minor. So you play the 2 interior strings. So if I'm playing chord wise, I'm going, Lord, when I was in no Fort Worth in 1883, G, G, E, C, 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 C. Same if I'm playing on guitar. I'm gonna play it on guitar for you guys, so just so you can hear it real quick. Oh, got so many things in here that I'm gonna knock over. I knocked over a glass of water right before we started this and soaked the seat that I was in. So then I sat down and I was like, oh no, soggy bottom. So if you know guitar chords, it's gonna go, Lord, when I you'll spend the season working in them hills of Mexico. So that last part, so you'll spend the seasons working in them hills of Mexico. Hanging out on the G, and then you're hitting a quick D. So to all those that were paying attention a minute ago, the chord that you're holding as your G chord in this tuning looks almost identical to what I'm holding on the guitar, doesn't it? So that's the G. So I can go. I can play the same melody in the same movement because it's the same shape. We're emulating the same chord on the banjo. So hopefully that helped a little bit, just breaking it down chord wise. And if you want to sing it, but don't feel comfortable just quite yet, like getting all those melody notes in there, because it's a little notey for a singing tune, you know, to accompany yourself singing, just play those chords, you know. Do your break, you know, where you play the melody. And then when you come back in to sing your verse, just Lord, when I was in the in 1883, some old Mexican cowboy came stepping up to me. So I'm leaving a lot more space there to kind of focus on what I'm doing with my voice. All right. Excuse me, why? More questions. Anybody want to brag on themselves? All right. I'm not going to make anybody debut or anything like that here. What we are going to do is move on to the 2-finger thing. Has anybody played or dabbled in the 2-finger style? All right. Good. All right. So we got a nice even mix of people who have and people who have not. So in the email last week, I sent y'all several different recordings of this same tune. And one of them happened to be myself playing it on our band's first album. So keep that in mind. It was a first album. Hopefully things have gotten better, but honestly, I play this tune the same way because, you know, I think it works out. So I'm going to try to give you a decent view of, so actually, I'm not going to give you a decent view of the left hand because you already know what your left hand's supposed to be doing. Nothing is going to change with your left hand. Elizabeth's like, what? Which hand goes where? Remember, the L lines up here. So left hand's going to be completely the same. Only thing that's going to be different is going to be our right hand. And we're going to get started on a little motion here. The lighting sucks. I'm in a double wide. Okay. Okay, that's the first thing that we're going to start with. Okay, if y'all have pen and paper, you're welcome to write this down. I like to learn things visually too. So it's 4, 1. When I say 5, y'all know that I mean the top drum string, right? Okay, so it's going to go 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 4. Pinch. All right, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 4. Pinch. 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 4. Pinch. All right. Now, if
So
you'd
your
also,
thumb is doing the 4 and the 5.
that's what I was just getting ready to do. If you'd like to write below that, I'm going to tell you what fingers are striking each note. It's going to be thumb, index, thumb, four. Sorry. Scratch that. Thumb, thumb, index. So thumb, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb. Pinch. Can you read that to me slowly, Kate?
Thumb, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, pinch.
Perfect. So that little lick is not really in the song, so it's not going to help you on this one. But that's a good way to just kind of get started. You know, and kind of pinches are widely used, widely available in these songs, okay? So just get used to going 4, pinch, 4, pinch, 4, pinch, 4, pinch, 3, pinch, 4, pinch, 3, pinch, 4, pinch. Then kind of try to do this. Can you all hear the difference in that? So instead of 4, pinch, 3, pinch, 4, pinch, 3, pinch, I'm putting a little gallop in there. 4, thumb, index, 3, pinch. Let me slow that again for you. That's the string wise is going to be 4, 5, 1, 3, pinch. Again, 4, 5, 1, 3, pinch. Is anybody in pain yet? Everybody okay? Does anybody need to stop and take it like an ibuprofen? This is weird.
I'm not getting that second one.
Okay, all right. Trust me when I say it took, if you all know Cowan Creek Mountain Music School, you've probably heard of Jesse Wells. Jesse Wells was my teacher at Moorhead. He was my college professor and also is one of my best friends. Thank my lucky stars. I went into him for a lesson one day and I had been exposed to some kind of two finger somewhere. I don't know. And I was like, hey, Jesse, what's this two finger business about? Can you show me some stuff? And he was like, yeah, we'll work on that. And then we started working on it and he was like, you just kind of figure it out. And I was like, what? What the hell is this? Like, I'm just supposed to figure it out. You know, it's this really niche idiom and figure it out. But he was right. You know, like you keep doing it for so long that, you know, if you get the melodies in your head, you can get it, right? There is no written text, you know, with bluegrass banjo, three finger banjo, there are books out there that shows you the rolls to play and the fingers to use and the timing, all of that. Old time music has not been transcribed quite like that, okay? And it has not been commoditized. What? You know what I'm trying to say. So here's that other lick with the gallop in it. Just do that much. 4, 5, 1, 3, pinch. Again. Let's do 2 in a row. Let's do 2 in a row again. See how you kind of get into that little rhythm there? It's, you know, it's a loop. You hear that kind of tick, tock, tick, tock. Okay? All right. So don't dwell on that too much. Those are just some little exercises, right? So here's the tune. This is how I'm going to play it. All right. And again, like I said, that album recording of Local Honey's doing, it was way slower than we intended it to be. So it's a great practice track. We just kind of went in there and we're like, let's do it this way. And I think it was late. I think it was late in the day that we tried it. So it turned out to be a lot slower than we wanted it to be. It's got a nice feel. But it's a good practice track to listen along to. It's in this exact same tuning. I'm singing it in G. All right. And the notes are pretty clear. So for the recording of the cloud, here we go. For Hills of Mexico, 2-finger style. Okay. Another point I want to point out real quick. See all this crap? This is where I plant my hand. See how I've got this kickstand down? You know, I don't do that when I'm playing overhand. I try to let my wrist do all the talking. When it comes to 2-finger though, I like to have a point of reference, an anchor. And if you are a clawhammer old time player that plays up here, that's fine. But you can't do it if you're playing 2-finger. You need to move it back here. The closer to the bridge, you're going to get kind of a tubby sound. Higher up, you're going to get a thinner sound. So find a medium. Find your sweet spot on your banjo, okay? All right, here we go. Hills of Mexico. Keep in mind, I have not played my banjo today until now, so practice forgiveness. I'll do it again, just a little slower. Okay. There's a lot going on there. Or so you would think. Really, it's not. It's all just a trick of the hand. Biggest rules to remember that I try to tell students when playing 2-finger. I don't know if they're actually rules or not. I kind of made them up. Your thumb is going to do most of the work. Okay? Your thumb and the 5th string are totally exclusive. Okay? Nothing is going to hit your 5th string except your thumb. That makes sense, just gravity, physics-wise, right? Your thumb is also mutually exclusive with the 4th and 3rd string. Okay? Your index finger, if you so choose to use your index finger, you can use the middle if you want. It doesn't make sense to me, but you can use it. It will not ever come above the 2nd string. Okay? Now, these rules are meant to be broken and bent. Your thumb can also hit the second string. Basically, your thumb is like that piece in the game that can go anywhere it wants to go. You can do whatever the hell it wants. Your index finger is the one that has a lot of rules tied to it, okay? The index finger cannot come above the second string. And you'll understand that once you kind of get into a cadence and you get into a rhythm of it, you'll understand why. Because like I said, physics, all right? So let's try to do just the first motion. Lord, when just that part by picking, all right? First off, let's use your thumb and only go. That's a hammer on two. Just use your thumb, all right? And then we're going to fill in the space. So those are our pickup notes.
I can't see either hand right now.
Sorry. That's all I want you to do.
So you're just using your thumb at this point?
Just thumb on our pickup notes. Is that a good angle or down the neck? Is that better? That's probably better. Yeah. It's just dark in here. Okay, and then we're going to do our riff. Catch that? That's all I'm doing. Once I hit that hammer on, 5, 1, 2. Think of it simply like that. After you get your hammer on, all right, try it with me from the top with the pickup notes. That coming along? Give me shakes. Some, okay. Do it again. One more time, then we're going to move on. Okay. Now we're going to do this motion. Now this one is kind of interesting. It's kind of fun to do if you just think of it as fun to do. That's how most things in life are. So what I can do is just hit this with me, with your thumb, only thumb, right? That's that same motion that we did. Like a ladder moving up. Now, to kind of fill that up and make it a bit meatier, we're going to go. Basically what I'm doing is using my first string kind of as a rhythm. I'm hitting my first string with my index finger after every note that I play with my thumb. So just do that much. When you break when you break tunes down like this, they don't make any sense. Okay, but in the context of it, you know, it's going to make sense. See how that fits in there? Okay. How are we feeling so far? We're into that first phrase. Bit different. Most everybody is familiar with overhand. So we only have a few minutes, so we might not get all the way through this, but I tell you what I do have. I have a Google Drive video. I think I do, pretty short, of me teaching this tune. And I will send that along with this Zoom recording to you guys, so that you can go through that, and hopefully that'll make some sense. And yeah, give it that way. You'll have a couple different options of what you're looking at. And
Montana,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm wondering if it would be easier, at least for me, if I was only trying to do the chords while I was doing the two finger, because I'm getting all confused trying to do the left hand. So could you tell us where the chord changes are with the words? So,
Yeah, you muted yourself for that last little bit. Say that again.
so tell us where the chord changes are with the words so that I can just do chords while I'm trying to figure out the fingers.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, since I don't have it written out here in front of me, I'm going to sing, and when I change chords, I'm going to pause, and you can note that over what word it is, okay? And I'm just going to play it overhand because it's easier to keep the rhythm. Well, do you want it overhand or do you want a two finger? What would be more helpful?
Doesn't matter, just where the chords are.
Okay. So the first notes are pickup notes. Those are pickups. So when we come in, we're going to come in on that E minor. Let me get my hands in here. Get my
Just
purse.
on the I.
Huh?
Is that on the I? When I?
Lord, when I was in old Fort Worth, in old Fort, that's a C. Lord, when I was in old Fort Worth in 1883, and back to G on 3. Some old Mexican cowboy, E minor on boy, came step, C on step, stepping up to me, back to G on me. Said now hurry young fellow, E minor on fellow. How would, C on wood, would you like to go, G on go, to that godforsaken country in them hills of Mexico? You can do it. Well, let's see. To that godforsaken country in them hills of Mexico. You don't really have to do that quick D at the end, so you can just hang out on the G and say, to that godforsaken country in them hills of Mexico. So I'll go through it again. You can check yourself. Lord, when I was in old Fort Worth in 1883, some old Mexican cowboy came stepping up to me. Said, I'll hire you, young fellow. How would you like to go? And you'll spend the season working in them hills of Mexico. So if I'm going to do it like this. Then the left hand. That's one of the hardest parts of the whole song, doing it this way. When we go like this, that's not that bad. All that work right there is mostly on the first string and the fifth string. And remember, I'm going to use my fifth string as a drone. Sorry. Then you'll do a hammer on again, just like in the first phrase. Sorry, that was really fast. Y'all hear that bite? That's a nice emphasis to put in there. Then you do that same phrase over again. Okay. Then we're going to walk right back up with that phrase, to that God-forsaken country in them hills of Mexico. Remember, if you can play this old time overhand, and if you can sing it, then you know the melody. If you know the melody, then you can pick that out with your thumb. All right. If you can pick it out with your thumb, then you can add your index finger as rhythmic values. Don't get confused. Your thumb is going to do most of the picking. Your index finger is going to hit some melody notes, but it's going to be the thumb and the index finger work together to denote rhythmic values. All right. Because I think I told you all the first time we met, we are rhythm players. All right. We play a little bit of melody, but we are rhythm players. We're drummers. All right. That's why this thing is a drum head. All right. So play along with metronome. I ought to be doing a whole lot more than I am, but you guys should do it too. Play along with metronome, and that'll help you. All right. So, sorry, we were back on that phrase. To that God-forsaken country in them hills of Mexico. All right.
So there's no real, you're not like alternating your thumb and your index finger. It's just wherever the note needs to be, whichever string that finger needs to be on.
Yes, and yes, mostly yes. You are letting the melody take precedence, and kind of sort of falling in those guidelines of what finger plays what string, right? But then you are also alternating them to give them that kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So never there during that little roll that I just made up am I using the same finger twice in a row. I'm going thumb, T, I, T, I, T, I, T, I, T, I. Okay, think of it that way.
But it looked like when you were playing this tune, there were times when you were doing the thumb twice in a row.
Maybe. You're probably right. I don't know. I've never written tab for it. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's not a whole lot of notation for it. So like, I'm trying to think so that's thumb, thumb, index. Yeah, you are right. In rows, I guess I would say. But that's why I said you have to let the melody take precedence over. So thumb, thumb, I, T, T, I, T, I, T, I. You know, it's hard to yell that out. That makes any sense. So that's a lot to take in. And I have another video that I'm going to send you all of this tonight, so that you will have this recording, which has a lot of boops and blips in it and stuff like that. And then you'll have kind of a more polished one that breaks it down, right? We're all at different levels. We've got a couple people in here who maybe feel more comfortable with that style than others. I'm gonna get our other breakout people.
Montana, you mentioned Google Drive, and also I had a question about the pinches. Are you not really emphasizing the pinches in this lesson?
So I use pinches a lot as kind of placeholders.
Okay.
So I have to think about it. 1863. So you can do that, or you can do a roll type thing. You can do pinches or a roll. I do pinches a lot, maybe not necessarily in this tune. Pinch. 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 So you can do pinches, you can do rolls, however you see that fit. Pinches are great for keeping the melody or keeping your time. Lord, when I was in Fort Worth in 1883. See how that works? Some old Mexican cowboy came stepping up to me. Said, "Are you young fellow? How would you like to go and we'll spend the season in hills of Mexico?" So maybe that's good exercise to do, is to kind of sing it and get comfortable with that, just doing kind of pinches and adding little rolls as you come along to them, right? There's no wrong way to do it. That's my best sage advice on this one. There's no wrong way to do it, as long as you let the melody come out. All right. Now we've already played that melody. We know that it's not that hard. As long as you can get the melody in there and be rhythmically sound, then you're good. So don't stress. No worries. Hakuna Matata and all that. All right. How'd our beginners do?
We did good. We have made a lot of progress on Violin Cabbage Down. I think we're done with that one and moving on to I'll Fly Away.
Ooh, gospel
Yeah.
alley. Yeah. I didn't mean to cuss, sorry. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for another Tuesday night. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. I hope it was beautiful where you were today. It was here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be sending you an email shortly after this, finishing up, and I'll send you a Google Drive. Hopefully that explains, and hopefully you can dissect this and just listen to the tune and get it on your fingers, and we'll come back to it. All right, sound good?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Montana.
All right, thank you all. See you next
Bye,
week.
guys. Bye, Joanne and Judy.